Let's hear it for the graduating class of December 2020. Things may be different from past SFA commencements, but they are not as confusing as they seem. You have instruction cards to help guide you through the ceremony. Listen carefully to the person with the microphone. At each stage of the ceremony, you will be given instructions by the person with the microphone. Listen well and follow those instructions. Remain seated until the speaker asks you to rise for the presentation of the mace. Sit down when instructed by the person with the microphone. You will move from the floor to the stage, and we're going to practice this part. When you receive the following instructions, please respond. Candidates for the doctoral degree, please rise. Yeah, they're okay. The response, stand in place. You may be seated, thank you. Candidates for the doctoral degree, please come forward. At that point, you will move out of your row and down the stairs, following the usher's instructions. You'll be hooded as you cross the stage. Candidates for the master's degree, please rise. Thank you, you may be seated. That response, standing in place, was appropriate. Candidates for the master's degree, please come forward. At that point, the first row will move out of your row down the stairs, following the usher's instructions. Remaining master's candidates will be seated. Candidates for the bachelor's degree, please rise. Awesome, thank you. That response was appropriate. You may be seated. You stand in place. And when you hear candidates for the bachelor's degree, please come forward. Your response, the first row will move out of your row and down the stairs, following the usher's instructions. Remaining bachelor's candidates will be seated. Please maintain social distancing when descending to the floor and lining up to cross the platform. You will then cross the stage. Hand your name card to the person on the stage with the scanner. Your name will be called from that card. Receive your diploma tube from the registrar. Pause with your mask on for a photo with your dean, and then walk to the opposite end of the stage and exit at the ramp. Stop for a photo after you exit the stage. Please maintain social distancing while waiting to have your official photo taken. Your tassel should be on the right side for your photo. After you've taken your photo, return to your seat after walking around the floor of the Coliseum. Respect your classmates. Give your classmates the same respect you receive by returning to your seat and remaining seated until all of your classmates have crossed the stage. At the end of the ceremony, you will flip your SFA ring when instructed, move your tassel when instructed, sing the school song, and depart the Coliseum as your section is called, and exit the Coliseum promptly. Important note, diplomas would be mailed in approximately 6 to 8 weeks. Please remain seated. The ceremony will begin shortly, and congratulations.
Will the guests please be seated? We ask that the candidates, faculty, and platform party members please stand for the presentation of the mace. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? In preparation for the presentation and posting of the colors and the playing of our national anthem, please stand and remove any hats or other headdress and place your right hand over your heart in salute to our nation's flag. Today's color guard is provided by the Stephen F. Austin State University Department of Military Science. These young men and women will soon join the ranks of over 600 officers appointed from SFA and lead American soldiers across the globe in defense of our freedom. The national colors are being posted by the Stephen F. Austin State University Army ROTC Color Guard.
The Color Guard is comprised of members of the Lumberjack Battalion Color Guard.
Good morning. Please be seated. I'm Steve Bullard, Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs. And on behalf of our faculty, staff, and students, I'm very pleased to welcome you this morning to the December 2020 commencement at Stephen F. Austin State University. It's wonderful to see so many family and friends here to celebrate the accomplishments of our students. Please know that the COVID-19 pandemic has brought a different look to a number of SFA traditions this year, and this commencement ceremony is not an exception. Our seating arrangement is certainly different, and traditional activities like the academic processional and handshakes will not occur today. However, we're very excited to acknowledge our graduates, and please know how happy we are to have you with us today to participate in this ceremony to commemorate such a significant and life-changing milestone. At this time, I would like to introduce the platform party. I shall ask each individual to stand as introduced and to remain standing until all are introduced so that we might recognize them together. To my left on the top row is Dr. Judy Abbott, Dean, James I. Perkins College of Education. Dr. Timothy Bisping, Dean, Nelson Rushi College of Business. Dr. Pauline Sampson, Dean of Research and Graduate Studies. And to my left on the front row is Ms. Linda Langham, Registrar. To my right is Dr. Scott Gordon, President, and Mr. Matthew Cotton, Sign Language Interpreter. On the floor, to my left on the first row, beginning on the left, is Ms. Jennifer Winston, Board of Regents from Lufkin. Mr. Tom Mason, Board of Regents from Dallas. Ms. Bridget Henderson, Board of Regents from Lufkin. Ms. Karen Gant, Board of Regents from McKinney. Mr. Robert Flores, Board of Regents from Nacogdoches. And Ms. Ireland Bramhall, Board of Regents, Student Representative from Ennis. Beginning on my left on the second row of the floor, Dr. Danny Gallant, Vice President for Finance and Administration. Dr. Steve Westbrook, Vice President for University Affairs. Dr. Chris McKenna, Faculty Senate Representative. And Dr. Mark Guidry, Associate Provost. Beginning to my left on the third row on the floor is Dr. Mashara Delaney Fields, Chief Diversity Officer. Dr. Holly Smith, Assistant Dean of Student Affairs for Programs. Ms. Jill Still, Vice President for University Advancement. Ms. Nita Hudson, Lecturer of Music, and Mr. Craig Turnage, Executive Director of Alumni Relations. Please join me in recognizing this distinguished group. At this time, I would like to welcome to the podium Ms. Ireland Bramhall, Student Regent.
Good morning, everyone. I would also like to welcome you to this commencement ceremony. This is a wonderful and exciting time for all of us, especially for our graduates and their friends and families. Please remember that each graduate and guest deserves to enjoy a ceremony without inappropriate or excessive interruptions. Please do not disrupt the proceedings with prolonged noise, the use of air horns, or other such activities. We are so glad you're here, and I hope it's a great day for all. Thank you so much, and Axum Jax.
Good morning. I would like to welcome all of you to the Fall 2020 graduation ceremony for Stephen F. Austin State University. I would especially like to welcome the parents and other family members who are attending today, because I know for a student to graduate from an institution of higher education, it often requires sacrifice from all members of the family. In addition, we are all aware that the holidays are approaching. I cannot think of a better present for a parent to receive than to have a son or daughter graduate from SFA. Students who are graduating today, I'd like to congratulate you and tell you how proud we are that you selected SFA as your university. We say that we change minds and challenge minds and change lives. When you reflect on your time here, I think you will be able to agree that between your very first class and this celebration, your mind was challenged, and you have transformed in ways that will help you take on the world. Between all 5 of the ceremonies this weekend, more than 1,000 SFA students will soon become more than 1,000 SFA graduates and alumni. I'm going to call out a variety of categories for our students, and if you're in one of them, please stand and continue to stand as we see if we can end up with all of our graduating students standing. If you are a veteran or currently serving in the military, please stand and remain standing. Thank you for your service. If you are first in your family to attend college, please stand. If you are raising children, please stand, and you may remain standing. If you worked while taking classes, please stand. We see some still sitting. So here we go. If you're happy you don't need to take another exam, please stand. And now you may be seated. You know, earning a degree is not easy. You certainly know that. The road to a degree is seldom a smooth one. It's full of ups and downs, but through your persistence and with the help of your professors and others like family, you made it. Here you are. I urge you to remain loyal to your university and keep us advised of your successes in the years ahead. And now to our faculty. Without a strong and committed faculty, none of these graduates would be here today. I would like to thank each faculty member here for your dedication to your discipline, your dedication to teaching, and your commitment to our university and our students. There's no doubt in my mind that each student graduating today owes a special debt of gratitude to you, our faculty. Would you please stand and let us thank you? You know, at this time, in a typical non-COVID year, I would be introducing our commencement speaker. But today, I have the privilege of serving as that commencement speaker. So I'm going to talk a little bit about journeys. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey, which may be very similar to the journey of some of our students or some of our parents. And then talk about the journey that our students have had to navigate over this last, especially 8 months. So first and foremost, as Dr. Bullard indicated, my name is Scott Gordon. I'm privileged to serve as the 9th president of Stephen F. Austin State University. And I became president about 18 months ago. So you could say that I'm kind of a sophomore. But in the short time that I have been here, I have truly fallen in love with SFA. I've fallen in love with its students, its values, its traditions, and this wonderful community that we call home. It's great to be here. It's great to have the opportunity to speak to you today. And I want to take you on this short journey that I had to get here today. It started back in a small northern New York village called Malone, a rural and economically challenged community in the northern foothills of the Adirondack Mountains. I, like many of our students who stood earlier, am a first-generation college student, and I came from a very low socioeconomic background and was, throughout my whole K-12 schooling, was on free and reduced lunch plans. My mom worked in the home, my dad was a laborer for the highway department, and it was from my parents that I learned hard work, dedication, loyalty. And I also learned that just because you may not have the economic means, that's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, looking back, going through middle school, hard time for lots of people. I remember my lunch ticket going up to get lunch at the cafeteria was pink, and everybody else's was white. And I remember standing there one day, and one of my friends said, "Hey, why is your lunch ticket pink?" And in my mind, I was trying to think of the story about how the red sweater got mixed in with my clothes or something. And then another kid said, "That's because he's poor." My heart sank. I felt humiliated. I felt defeated. But today I look back at that and I can say one thing. I am proud because education gave me choices. I also learned hand-me-downs weren't so bad. For the parents out there, you remember Sears Toughskins, double knees. I wore them until through high school. My father worked a very difficult job. In the hot summer, he was coming home with tar burns and asphalt burns from being out on the highway. In the winter, he would come home freezing cold based on the 30-degree below zero weather, sometimes freezing rain, sleet, and so on. But he was always determined, even though he never got a college degree. In fact, his formal schooling ended in the 8th grade. He always said, "Boys, you will never have to go through what I have gone through. You are going to go to college and you will have choices." So that's what a college degree does for you. Regardless of your field of study, it gives you choices. So after college, well, I attended college, and after I had the good fortune to go to graduate school. And I wouldn't have been able to go to graduate school without strong faculty who were behind me, encouraging me, and helping me. And I'm sure for the graduates who are sitting here today, there are faculty you can think of, many faculty likely, who had that kind of impact on you. Faculty who may be sitting in the stadium today. Thank them. Develop that friendship. Keep in touch with them. I know I do with some of the faculty that I've been involved with. You know, throughout formal schooling, we always participate in a variety of activities. You know, I was fortunate enough to participate in undergraduate research where I got to know some faculty very well. I swam in college and learned some valuable lessons from that have respect for the competition. My competitors are some of my best friends today. Teamwork, collaboration, hard work, perseverance, and loyalty. After undergraduate school, I attended graduate school at the University of Tennessee, and I learned those same kinds of skills of loyalty, hard work, and perseverance. Now I want to ask you, as graduating students, how about your journey here at SFA? Who knew when you began your journey with us the challenges that would be placed before you? That we would be wearing these on a daily basis. And for some of us, we've turned these into fashion statements. Who would have thought that whether or not to meet with other people, our families, our loved ones, in a group setting could be an absolutely gut-wrenching dilemma? That hand sanitizer and bathroom tissue would ever become a hot commodity. And in the face of these challenges, through your resilience, through your persistence, through your patience, you made a choice to persevere. You succeeded in spite of the challenges of this COVID environment. The same resilience and persistence that brought you to this moment will sustain you through the future. And although the future may be more unknown and uncertain than ever, our nation and its citizens faced challenges in the past. This is not our first pandemic. Unfortunately, it won't be our last. But like our predecessors who faced national challenges in the past, it is vital that we are ready and willing to journey into the unknown, that we choose to continue to work towards our goals and our dreams when circumstances around us change. Because that's one thing I can guarantee you, normal, it never lasts long. But your lumberjack experience has prepared you for the challenges you'll face today and in the future. I want you to think back to the first time you began your journey as an SFA student and everything you have learned since that time. How much more experienced you are today than you were then. The confidence you have developed. How prepared you are for a career in your chosen field. This transformational experience, the personal growth you've made from your first days with SFA till now, will serve to guide you in the future to never give up, never give in, to use your degree positively to impact your career and your family, and also use your degree to help improve your community. Your degree opens doors to new worlds. Lumberjacks before you have become doctors, lawyers. They've earned Nobel Prizes and Academy Awards. They become governors and state legislators, and they've built business empires. Olympic star Abby Wambach recently said that our collective success is determined by individual accountability. She said the greatest teams are made up of individual players who fling themselves towards the soccer ball because they each relentlessly believe in their own greatness. So be relentless champions of your own abilities. I believe that you can't wait for that moment when the ball comes to you to decide whether or not you're good enough. You need to decide now. No one else can decide that for you, only you. And you must continue to work towards greatness. You know, in today's world, lifelong learning is not an option. You must continue to learn. You must continue to grow intellectually. So, look at what you've accomplished and the environment in which you accomplished it. You've earned the right to be bold. So believe in yourself even when nobody else does, especially when nobody else does. You know, Wambach was right when she said that there will come a time when the ball comes to you. And when that happens, when it's your turn to make a difference, make a choice to show up as if our collective future depends on you, because it does. So graduates, congratulations. I know the diploma you're about to receive will make your holiday season brighter than ever. And as always, Axum.
Thank you, Dr. Gordon. Will the candidates for the doctoral degree please rise? President Gordon, each of these candidates has completed the appropriate course of study, and each is recommended to you by the graduate faculty and the Dean of Graduate Studies as being qualified for the rights and privileges of a person of understanding.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University, I award to you the appropriate doctoral degree. Please come forward. And today, each doctoral graduate will be hooded by their major professor.
Dr. Janie L. Snyder, Educational Leadership, a qualitative study of the social-emotional needs of newly arrived immigrant students, directed by Dr. Pauline M. Sampson, Professor, Educational Leadership. Dr. Taisha Deshawn Stewart, School Psychology, University Course Evaluations, a study of the influence of faculty, student, and course variables, directed by Dr. Luis Aguirre, Professor, Human Services.
Will the candidates for the master's degree please rise? President Gordon, each of these candidates has completed the appropriate course of study for the master's degree, and each is recommended to you by the graduate faculty and the Dean of Graduate Studies as being qualified for the rights and privileges of a person of wisdom.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University, I award to each of you the appropriate degree. Please come forward.
The Graduate School, Dr. Pauline Sampson, Dean. Jemiah Christine Barrett. Alexis Corday Clayton. Jacqueline Conde. Heather Roxanne Gilbert. LaSharine Brizene Howard. Jocelyn J. Moore. D. Damian Horace. Malia Irene Stewart. Amanda Kaylee Tucker. Michael Perry Coffey. Fatima Mana Zarai. Jessica Elizabeth Alexander. Michael Ali Alexander. Raquel Bushnell Bolds. Joe Edward Cornett III. Courtney Frankham Grill. Teresita Hickle. Kelsey Alice Cavinta. Caitlin Denise Marshall. Donna Michelle Nelson. Deidre Ann Shelton. Heather Renee Stewart. Raquel P. Taylor. Lindsay Nicole Vines. Amber Lynn Weininger. Chastity Jade Alfaro. Flora Danielle Avant. Wilson Reed Frege. Jeremy Kyle Guy. Kyron Christopher Hammond. Alejandra Ibarra. Raymond Trey Lauderdale. James Arthur Matthews IV. Dennis Austin Maynard. William Jeffrey McClellan. Vanessa Fuentes Moreno. Kylie Page Nelms. Haley Brianne Owens. Hannah Callie Purcell. Garrett Benjamin Wolfe.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degree please rise? President Gordon, Each of these candidates has completed the appropriate course of study for the baccalaureate degree, and each is recommended to you by the faculty and the Council of Deans as being qualified for the rights and privileges of a person of reason.
By virtue of the University of by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University, I award to each of you the appropriate degree. Will you please come forward?
The Nelson Rushi College of Business, Dr. Timothy Bisping, Dean. Kyron Kiwan Hall. Gerald Acevedo. Juan Alberto Acosta. Garrett J. Allen. Tyler James Allison. Jordan Daniel Alvarado. Rodney Dylan Anderson. Yahaira Antunes. Michael Pierce Armstrong. Graduating summa cum laude, James Cameron Arnold. Parker W. Bailey. Graduating summa cum laude, Brianna Bailey Baird. Brittany Christina Baltazar. Carter Reed Bearden. Jacob Scott Barry. Shelby Christine Black. Gannon B. Boyer. Graduating cum laude, Ashley Megan Brazel. Graduating magna cum laude, University Scholar, Melanie Page Burnell. Joseph Daniel Bird. Shelby Danielle Carter. Joe Colin Clark. Jack Curtis Coleman. Graduating magna cum laude, University Scholar, Helena Jean Colmorgan. Lucas Christian Cooper. Latavia Brianna Coy. Erin Margaret Gabo Cuevas. Charleston Dawson. Ethan Ray Denson. Ethan Zane Dinger. Connor Morris Dotson. Graduating magna cum laude university scholar, Matthew Pierce Doxey. Nadia Love Durham. Graduating summa cum laude, Joshua Allen Edge. Megan Jeray Ellis. Cody James Evans. Andrew Louis Franciscon. Graduating summa cum laude university scholar, Lauren Nicole Garcia. Bailey T. Garner. Kennedy George. Aaron Scott Gilchrist. Daniel Gillis. Bradley Pierre Gomez de Leon. Megan Louise Greisel. Riley Morgan Grimes. Alexander Van Hamilton Jice. Graduating summa cum laude, Jenny Kate Harbuck. Joelle Mackenzie Harkins. Jennifer Yesenia Hernandez. Graduating cum laude, Oscar Hernandez. Claire Catherine Himes. Brian Vincent Hines.
Dale Stonewall Creel.
Michelle Huesca Enriquez. Sonia Jacobo. Presley Lynn Jones. Graduating magna cum laude, Kimberly S. Kaiser. Christopher Mark Keeler. Graduating cum laude, Emily Taylor Keller. Caitlin Suzanne Kraft. Robert Alexander Lamb. Tanner Wade Lofton. Graduating magna cum laude, Second Lieutenant Jennifer Janeth Lucio Aleman. Zachary Keith Luker. Kevron Javon Madden. Cheston Don Malone. Michael Cabasso Manyinsa. Guadalupe Martinez. Wiley Matthew Martinez. Brandon Malik McBride. Laura Nicole McLaughlin. Nicholas Albert Meza. Alton Lewis Montgomery II. Robert Mooney III. Sean Davis Moore. Taylor Marie Morris. Bailey Nicole Mullins. Cole Daniel Muskie. Jacob Tyler Muskie. Juan Nguyen. Graduating summa cum laude, Kennedy Page Northam. Alexandria Annette Oville. Adriana M. Pires Amaria. Shelby Brianne Poldrack. Joseph Gideon Quinn. Ryan Allen Ramey. William Chase Randall. Graduating summa cum laude, James Dalton Renfro. Graduating cum laude, Marilyn Rose Robinson. Matthew Craig Rodriguez. Alicia Rojo. Devin McGee Ruzan. Donald D. Satchel. Elena Lene Skurlock. Brittany Bay Segovia. Ben Hayden Settle. Justin Lee Shelton. Graduating summa cum laude, Kason Lee Ship. Graduating summa cum laude, Bradley Collins Simpson. Christy Marie Singleton. Joseph Lane Snowden. Amanda Noel Soders. Lydia Elise Sparrow. Chloe Marie Spencer. Nicholas Ramon Tarango. Ashley Nicole Vance. Lucy Elizabeth Velewald. Carson Blake Walls. Graduating magna cum laude, Skylar Gabrielle Ward. Noah J. Wedgeworth. Zachary Lamont West. Kaylee Elizabeth Westbrook. Ashley M. Wilkinson. Cooper Allen Williams. Zoe Hope Williams. Braylon Monte Woods. The James I. Perkins College of Education, Dr. Judy A. Abbott, Dean. Morgan Elizabeth Bailey. Graduating cum laude, Cameron Faith Barrios. Graduating summa cum laude, Sloan Mackenzie Berger. Macy Lynn Brockman. Graduating magna cum laude, Taylor Leanne Bryant. Graduating cum laude, University Scholar, Rachel Reed Crane. Graduating magna cum laude, Randa DeVille. Graduating summa cum laude, University Scholar, Kaylee Marie Dunphy. Graduating summa cum laude, University Scholar, Elissa Page Eli. Bryn Kathleen Frederick. Kaylee Ann Jones. Grace Rachel Lee. University Scholar, Elizabeth Colleen McCune. Graduating magna cum laude, University Scholar, Claire Aileen Milliman. Alyssa Gabriel Mooney. Elena Marie Nunn. Graduating summa cum laude, Shelby McKay Owens. Graduating summa cum laude, University Scholar, Elizabeth Grace Patterson. Taikoya Okima Chantal Richard. Graduating cum laude, Maria Guadalupe Romero. Graduating magna cum laude, Kaylin Victoria Schwartz. Faye Lynn Whitaker. Graduating cum laude, Cameron Parker Williams. Graduating magna cum laude, Lacey Rose Anderson. LaDacia Janae Kennedy. Leslie Janae Ivy. Amy Diane Lambert. Graduating magna cum laude, Anthony Louis Mims Losada. Amy Patricia Rose. Graduating magna cum laude, Emily Rayanne Smith.
As we near the conclusion of our ceremony, we want to thank each of you for joining us for this celebration of the accomplishments of our students. Please know that you are always welcome on this campus, and we hope that you'll return frequently. In a few moments, Mr. Craig Turnage will offer congratulatory remarks to our graduates, and following his remarks, we will join Ms. Nita Hudson singing the university song. The words are on the back of our program, and they'll also be shown on the screen. At the conclusion of the university song, the platform party will depart, followed by the academic recession, and guests and students will be dismissed by section by the announcer.
On behalf of the SFA Alumni Association and over 100,000 living SFA alumni, it is my pleasure to welcome all of you into the alumni family. Congratulations. We look forward to you being an active member in the SFA Alumni Association. Now, for those of you that wear the SFA ring, it is time for you to turn your ring around with the SFA on the top facing away from you as a symbol to the world that you're a proud SFA alumnus. Graduates, move your tassels. Congratulations, Merry Christmas, and Axe 'em Jacks.
Bright, neath the purple and white, all hail to SFA. Mid-Texas Long live our alma mater. Honor to thee forever. As years unfold, happy memories we'll hold. All hail to SFA.
In order to dismiss safely, please remain seated in your section until called. In order to avoid crowd congestion, once your section is dismissed, proceed to exit and parking lot area. Platform members, you may exit the platform. Members on the floor, regents, faculty, you may exit the floor. Guests and graduates, I will be dismissing by sections. We will be dismissing guests first. I will be calling out about 3 to 4 sections at a time. We will begin our exit in guest section seated in 101, 119, 122. Guests in sections 101, 119, and 122, you may proceed to the exit. Thank you for your